In a dramatic turn of events, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky embarked on a crucial diplomatic mission, arriving in Berlin for a pivotal virtual summit with European officials and U.S. President Donald Trump. This gathering, orchestrated by German Chancellor Merz, aimed to solidify a united front ahead of the impending Trump-Putin meeting scheduled for August 15th in Alaska. Let's delve into the core outcomes of these high-stakes discussions. A gathering of giants. The virtual summit brought together a formidable lineup of global leaders, including Merz, Trump, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, Zelensky, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, French President Emmanuel Macron, and Dutch Prime Minister Dick Schoof, among others. Each participant brought their own agenda, yet shared a common goal: to ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security in the face of escalating tensions. Echoes of unease. The prospect of Trump engaging in a tête-à-tête with Russian President Vladimir Putin had left European leaders feeling uneasy. Determined to have their voices heard, they seized the opportunity to connect with Trump in a series of high-level calls. At noon GMT, a video conference involving European leaders and NATO members commenced, followed by Trump and Vance joining the fray approximately an hour later. Chancellor Merz and President Zelensky took turns delivering joint statements, with Trump making a separate address from the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. Later, the Coalition of the Willing, comprising 31 countries dedicated to bolstering Ukraine against Russian aggression, convened for a separate virtual session, culminating in a powerful statement. The key takeaways unveiled. From the flurry of discussions emerged several critical points that set the stage for the Alaska summit. European unity and security concerns. Merz emphasized that European and Ukrainian security interests must be safeguarded at the Alaska summit. He underscored the necessity of Ukraine's inclusion in any peace talks, with a ceasefire serving as the foundation. Merz relayed that President Trump expressed a commitment to prioritize a ceasefire during the Alaska meeting. French President Macron echoed Merz's sentiments, stating that any territorial adjustments in Ukraine must involve Ukraine directly. Macron also highlighted Trump's clear stance on achieving a ceasefire, underscoring the collective resolve to stand by Ukraine. Ukraine's stance and security guarantees. Zelensky, in a news conference alongside Merz, dismissed Putin's claims of peace intentions as mere bluffing. He warned against excluding Ukraine from discussions that impact its future, insisting that any matters concerning Ukraine must be addressed in its presence. Zelensky advocated for a trilateral format for talks, emphasizing the need for a ceasefire and credible security guarantees. Trump's perspective. Post-summit, Trump addressed the media at the Kennedy Center, describing the call as highly successful and friendly. He hinted at a potential second meeting with Putin, suggesting it might yield more fruitful results. Trump proposed a subsequent meeting involving himself, Putin, and Zelensky, contingent upon their interest. He vowed to check in with Zelensky and other European leaders post-Alaska summit, and warned of severe repercussions for Russia if Putin fails to agree to a ceasefire. The Coalition of the Willing's demands. The coalition outlined 4 pivotal requirements for the Alaska talks: a ceasefire or significant cessation of hostilities as a prerequisite for meaningful negotiations, increased sanctions and economic measures against Russia if it rejects a ceasefire, preservation of international borders, and robust security guarantees for Ukraine, with the coalition offering assistance and ensuring no limitations on Ukraine's armed forces or its alliances. Europe's influence on the Alaska summit. While the impact of Europe's intervention remains uncertain, analysts suggest that the continent has successfully positioned itself as a significant player, ensuring Trump cannot overlook its concerns. Lucian Kim, a senior analyst for Ukraine, observed that Europe's clout is often underestimated. Yet its ability to garner Trump's attention is a notable achievement. Europe's leverage through trade and banking ties with Russia underscores its pivotal role in shaping outcomes. Russia's position on peace. Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Alexei Fadeev reiterated Moscow's stance unchanged since Putin's outline in June 2024. Putin had proposed an immediate ceasefire contingent upon Ukraine's withdrawal from partially occupied territories and its renunciation of NATO membership ambitions. Russia's control over approximately 19% of Ukraine, including Crimea, Luhansk, significant portions of Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson, and parts of Kharkiv, Sumy, Mykolaiv, and Dnipropetrovsk regions, underscores the complexity of the situation.